okay.
Good to see you. Yes, lovely to see you. How is everything? Not bad. Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good to have you. Let's
Oh,
have
good to-
some words with you.
Yes.
You're home. It's significant to have someone of your status in Nigeria.
Thank
visiting
you.
The president.
Thank
what
you.
about that?
Well, it was a very good visit, and thanks to Mr. President for making the time. We came to brief him about something very joyful that we did today with the help of the First Lady. We launched a Women Exporters Fund for the digital economy. This is a fund that is jointly managed by the WTO, the World Trade Organization, and the ITC, the International Trade Center in Geneva. And the idea is to help support the economy and support women to be able to weather the storms of the economy and be able to create jobs for themselves, for others. It's part of thinking of what is a social safety net. How can we help support Nigerian women to contribute more to the economy and to themselves? So we came to brief Mr. President about this fund, which we launched. The Minister of Trade, Industry, Trade, and I was looking. It has been shepherding this effort in Nigeria, along with the Nigeria Export Promotion Council. Nigeria competed and won. One of 4 countries that won globally to be part of this new initiative. We had 67,000 Nigerian women who applied for this, and 146, can you imagine, 67,000, 146 won, and they are going to have money disbursed directly to them. 16 of them won what we call the booster track. Those who already have businesses, but their businesses will be scaled up. They will receive technical and business support for 18 months from the WTO and the ITC, and working with the ministry. So we will all work together to make sure that their businesses expand, they employ more people, they put money in their household's pocket and in the nation's pocket. Then another 100 will get directly $5,000 to scale up, to start and strengthen their businesses, again with 12 months of business support. So 146 women beneficiaries. This is just the beginning.
Okay, ma'am. The president embarked on some reforms at the initial stage of his administration, and now he's told Nigerians that the economy is turning the corner. What's the WTO's perception of Nigeria's economy?
So we think that the president and his team, and we just exchanged with him, have worked hard to stabilize the economy. And you cannot really improve an economy unless it's stable. So he has to be given the credit for the stability of the economy. So the reforms have been in the right direction. What is needed next is growth. We now need to grow the economy, and we need to put in social safety nets so that people who are feeling the pinch of the reforms can also have some support to be able to weather the hardship. So that's the next step. How do we build social safety net to help Nigerians cushion the hardship they are feeling? And then how do we grow the economy so we can create more jobs and put more money in people's pockets? These are issues that we discussed with Mr. President.
Thank you so much.
Tonight, we're going to be making a review of the by-elections and some of the reaction.
Anyway, welcome. Welcome to Honor Politics. Let's say today na 24, today na September 4th. And the day is Thursday, and the year of our Lord. Pretty much this is a continuation of what we have been talking about here. Months, let's say, since or at the beginning of this administration, especially if you are part of it, unapologetic gangs. If you're a loyal follower of this platform, this channel, or if you just joined few months, few weeks ago, you understand that this is pretty much a continuation of what I've been talking about. But if you are new here, welcome to On Our Politics, where we analyze politics in Nigeria specifically and all around the world from a realistic point of view. In this channel, we believe that Tinubu is winning the 2027 election without any stress for so many reasons. One, which being that the foreign investors who largely also have a say in who becomes the president of the country, because that's pretty much employing a manager to manage your investments, are very happy with the man. A video I play of Okonjo-Iweala, that was about 3 weeks ago, who was in Nigeria to tell Nigerians that the president policy are well in place and not a missed priority. But the other part of that message is also that palliative in form of a cash transfer for household less privileged, women in particular, according to her, to support the shockwave that the policy are directly or indirectly meting on the ordinary people. But media did not spend time analyzing what that means, because the timing is not in sync with what the administration wants. It's too early. We have to allow days, months to election before we start doing that, so that nobody will accuse us of buying votes. So today, this is a headline on ABC News. Pretty much you see, I think Nigerian news has started carrying it now, but so a couple of hours ago, you find it only in the foreign newspapers. How $2.3 million has been award to Nigeria, to those who are complaining that the Bola Tinubu administration is only catering to the foreign investors alone. Well, they don't give on our own now. They don't give on a share, right? The businessmen in Nigeria, women abroad are happy. The tradition, everybody is kind of happy except the majority, which is the ordinary Nigerian who has been forgotten. So it is their turn to smile now, to speak for the administration and United States. But United States, this is coming from United States, not even United Nations, not even IMF or whatever. This is coming from USAID. Yes, I said USAID. I don't make mistake. USAID, they no cancel USAID. USAID did not get that council or close or shut down. They only get transferred to the Department of States. So USAID is now under Marco Rubio, which is the Secretary of State. So it's directly under the State Department. So, and if you are paying attention, we are in war, especially we in this channel believe that we are in war already, Third World War. And Donald Trump has been playing around how, yes, needs to change the name of Department of State or State Department, so Department of War. So that is what he used to call before and immediately after the Second World War, that and the name was changed to Department of State. So USAID is just pretty much under a new management. So out of their benevolence, out of their foresightness, their love for their colony, the people of Nigeria, they see through the agony, the suffering of the ordinary people, and they decide to say, take this 3.5 to 32.5 million in assistance to help redress hunger. If we feed ourselves, and one go wonder why we don't feed ourselves. We don't feed ourselves because our land to which we used to farm is undergoing occupation, right? People teasing it's a killing that is going on in the north central, northeast, northwest, all over the country. I think that is to farmers. If you are a farmer in the house, the first thing if you want to start a farm is to do what? When you have a land, the first thing is to do what? Is to clear it. So what is going through northeast, northwest? Let me finish the farmer's analogy. You clear your land, right? You clear your lands, you plant, you cultivate, you harvest. The same thing, what is going on in north central, northeast, northwest, south, every part of the country that this killing has been going on, is just some cooperation and some big international mining and farming corporation that is clearing land for them to start mining. The mining is already going on as they pursue people out of their land by their killing and relocation, forced relocation. Immediately, the foreign corporation coming, they start establishing their mining company or their agro farming businesses. So that's the process. They clear the people away from there, they establish their cooperation, and they start what? Production, and they will start feeding us, and they start selling it back to us. By the time they finish, however long it's going to take them, months, years, decades, centuries. By the time they're done, they move, and guess what? Other people occupy the land. Civilization continues. That is how the world, unfortunately, works in our generation, in our lifetime. Anyway, the United States has approved 32.5 million in assistance to Nigeria to help address hunger, in a rare shift in U.S. foreign policy since President Donald Trump abruptly suspended most aid through the U.S. Agency for International Development, said the USAID. So suspended it and put it under State Department. So the United States has approved that 32.5 million in assistance to Nigeria to help address hunger, in a rare shift in U.S. foreign diplomacy since Donald Trump suspended most aid through USAID. The funding will provide food assistance and nutrition supports to internally displaced people in conflict-affected areas, the U.S. missions to Nigeria said in a statement on Wednesday. Congratulations to Nigerians and most importantly to the government of Bola Tinubu. Is doing well. Insecurity and funding cuts put northern Nigeria in the grip of an unprecedented hunger crisis that could leave more than 1.3 million people without food and force the closure of 150 nutrition clinic in Borno State. Borno State. They get a nutrition clinic. State where we say they're not just feeding themselves, they feed They are not just feeding themselves. They are not just feeding the northern Nigeria. They are not just feeding the whole country in terms of corn, beans, granuts, sugarcane, you name them. They feed pretty much the whole West Africa. All of a sudden, a nutritional clinic up to 159 that he gets. Ah, going through war, some people see they think that all is well. It is normal. Like Bob Marley said, they are seeking and looking for power, but they know not the hour. It's happening. It's coming in. It will take an evolution to what? Manifest evolution. This is the evolution taking place. Pocket of evolution. Anyway, Margot van der Veldem, whatever that sounds Dutch, that sounds, but definitely is not Nigeria. The World Food Program Regional Director for West Africa said in July, imagine West Africa, they get food regional, not in July, suspended food assistance across crisis hit West Africa and Central Africa countries as a result of US and other global aid cuts that are grinding its operations to halt. Food stocks were projected to end around September for most of the affected countries, leaving millions of vulnerable people potentially without emergency aid, according to World Food Program. It's crazy. World Food Program. That's a thing. The US mission says the donation will provide food and nutrition assistance. Crazy. That's crazy. To 764,205 beneficiaries across North, East, and Northwest of Africa, most populous country, Nigeria. This includes complementary nutrition for 41,569 pregnant and breastfeeding women and girls, and 43,235 children through electronic food voucher, it said. This particular part should be, I don't talk on before, many months ago, that Bola Tinubu administration will introduce what? Food stamp. If we don't do one now, it will do it the second time. Because I said it at the beginning that Bola Tinubu, two things will be during his administration, two things will be achieved. Many billionaires will be created, but also many Nigerians, millions will be subjected to what? The state. Student loan is part of it too. Voucher for food, they will give voucher in billions. We'll get to how that works in due time, but let's stay here first. And I think somebody also recommended it already in the Senate. That is Senator Alindume recommended food stamp. And I think his recommendation is coming to fruition. In recent months, there has been an unpicked attack on communities in the northwest and north central regions of Africa, most populous countries, Nigeria, where farmers often clash over limited access to land and water. An attack in north central Nigeria killed 150 people in June. The West Africa country is also dealing with an insurgency in its northern regions that has resulted in the death of around 35,000 civilians and the displacement of more than 2 million others, according to the United Nations. I wonder why they use the most popular West African country most of the to say Nigeria they had them. What's going on? Well, 35,000, 35, 32 million. I then give a leave Bola Tinubu to share, and somebody will tell me he's going to win it, he's going to lose an election. Y'all are still learning. We are still learning. The poor people, everybody neglect. They don't find solution to. So recommended by United States. Not just United States. This is coming from the State Department. What a victory. That donation is coming straight from the State Department. Oh. Maybe some kind of NGO. Days of soft power manipulations are over and are direct now. Next year they will add more. Next year maybe they'll make it like $50 million. That's 36. That's enough to share among the vulnerables. By the time the obedience and the rest of them go to speak grammar for them, it's too late. But to come on like all the insult people that Nigerian people, they deserve what is coming for them. Truth, you left them alone for the past 2 years. Now you come back and you're coming back with the gospel. When they are in need of 1 square, 2 square meal, you are talking of God will provide. I will do it. Promise you. No, somebody is giving it to them directly, even though now 1 in 4 years. It's better than a promise. As the difference between an incumbent and opponents who are not in power don't have. Waiting you they promise you will do. The man in power will do it quick. Even though regardless of what it's going to cost him, just to make sure he gets an advantage over you on the election day. So with over 700,000 beneficiaries, 764,205 beneficiaries, including vulnerable women and children. According to them, it is what they call the crisis as a DI crisis that left over 1.3 million Nigerians. That's a solid number. We need they won't reach out to immediately. They're reaching out to 1.3 million. That's what it means. This is coming from the State Department of the United States, maybe NGO. So they will do well. So Nigerian at risk of observation in a country where economic hardship and insecurity have fueled public disconnects. This injection of support could bolster Tinubu's image as a leader tackling pressing humanitarian needs. His reform, through praise by global financial institutions, has sparked a cost of living crisis, and critics argue they have deepened poverty. Yes, this aid framed as a lifeline for the displaced and the hungry. My swing voters in key regions, especially in Tinubu's administration, can showcase tangible results. With the opposition fractured, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi struggling to unify against him, this aid could give Tinubu critical edge, reinforcing his narrative of progress despite a turbulent economy and insecurity landscape. Will this be the trump card that secure a second time, or will ongoing challenge like insecurity and poverty overshadow his goodwill? Only time will tell. But for now, Tinubu camp as a powerful tool to wield. So the Nigerian business people are happy. Nigerian business community are happy. I mean, we can buy. They are all singing praises from Elumelu to Iyama to every one of them. Even new ones that are cropping up.
Tonight, we're going to be making a review.
The international business community is happy. I mean, just in the coming of Iwela to actually make that public alone, to tell you that they are happy. The man is getting investment from front, left, and center, from Brazil to Japan to China. You know, Americans are doing what they know how to do best, giving straight money charity. You know, the attempts of yourself. You know, everything is that you can think of in terms of those that have skin in the game, in terms of how the power is constituted. They are doing well, right? They are doing well, and I don't know what to tell you. So the only people who are crying before are the poor people, the forgotten people, who are the majority. So now I have been given 32 million to share. How do you beat that? More will still come. As I said, this is not a charity. It's coming from State Department, straight up. United no be zona, no be UN, no man ban, no. America are doing what they know how to do best, you know. And somebody will come and tell me that Tinubu is not coming back. How? Well, what we see is playing out.
Imagine 67,146 one, and they are going to have money disbursed directly to them. 16 of them won what we call the booster track. Those who already have businesses, but their businesses will be scaled up. They will receive technical and business support for 18 months from the WTO and the ITC ministry. So we will all work together to make sure that their businesses expand, they employ more people, they put money in their households' pocket and in the nation's pocket. Then another 100 will get directly $5,000 to scale up, to start and strengthen their businesses, again with 12 months of business support. So 146 women beneficiaries. This is just the beginning.
Okay, the president embarked on some reforms at the initial stage of his administration, and now he's told Nigerians that the economy is turning the corner. What's the WTO's perception of Nigeria's economy?
So we think that the president and his team, and we just exchanged with him, have worked hard to stabilize the economy. And you cannot really improve an economy unless it's stable. So he has to be given the credit for the stability of the economy. So the reforms have been in the right direction. What is needed next is growth. We now need to grow the economy, and we need to put in social safety nets so that people who are feeling the pinch of the reforms can also have some support to be able to weather the hardship. So that's the next step. How do we build social safety net to help Nigerians cushion the hardship they are feeling? And then how do we grow the economy so we can create more jobs and put more money in people's pockets? These are issues that we discussed with Mr. President.
Thank you so much.
So Tinubu is not doing well. And the last phase and this so it is a policy that is recommended from IAF. So I don't know. I want to see how it will be what they design that one. When they begin share money, when they begin share money, I want to see how 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 they want to go against that one. I don't want to criticize him because it's coming from their organ. Is this not coming from a madman or it's coming from anybody anyhow? It's coming from Ashwaji. No, 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 no. This is coming from an institution. It's coming from America. See how I want to criticize him. Hey, why? You know, are you not interested to hear how Obi want to criticize this money when there's even the share? It's coming from America. Let's see how I want to criticize him. I'm waiting. I have an interesting one. I see how I want to phrase up. I want to criticize Tinubu's this US gift. People are crying. I say, give them above K. Then shut up. I'll vote for you. Tinubu said, "Oga, this reform will not say me I do so. This thing go finish my people." I said, "Don't worry, don't worry. Go ahead. You know, at the right time, we'll give you money to share for them. And share money. Oga, they will say na corruption. No, they buy vote. Don't worry. To come from a legit source. It's not going to come in form of no, it will come straight." Oga, USAID don't they again? NGOs they don't pack up or they're gone. Oh, say Tinubu kilo share Yahweh. I said, don't worry, it's coming. So the money don't show now from State Department. Let me see how anybody will criticize them. Why? And this money now that they criticize the man for. This is coming from home, from Oga, from landlord. Boy, landlord say a weapon for him. I mean, people never understand how well Tinubu is doing. I'm not for sure say America say we're weapon for Obasanjo Joseph during his time. They're selling weapon for this motherfucker, man. They sold weapon for Buhari. But a day they say America is not happy with Tinubu. Everybody is happy except the poor people. And the poor people they go to start to smile now. Give money to share. After all, I don't abandon them to their fate. Obedience should understand by now that 2027 has nothing to Tinubu. 2027 is not against Obi. I hope they understand that now. If there is a teaching that Tinubu be their problem. Tinubu on election days, I'm not just saying go to Nigeria. He did go Chicago, go to flex. I go to chief for Molorago with Trump. He's done well. Let's hear from ourselves. I ain't the brag.
It is an emotional day for me today. Let me first of all apologize to all of you for coming late. That is the difference between Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Tinubu. No two persons can be the same. It will be here dead on time. To all of you, from Aminu Masari here, Your Excellencies, Nanko Makura, the only governor we had then. It's a joy today to see more Diko Raja, to see my son from Niger, and to see Kevi. And we have our speaker. And our elder statesman, our brother, Suleiman, and others. Thank you very much. You brought back the memory of the beginning of the alliance. When we sat down, hashing out which way we disagree to agree. To all of you, I just say thank you. It's a sweet memory. You know, for you to pull yourself together to be here and just follow up on things we've been doing. Don't worry about the threats. When I see people like you, my determination is to work harder. You are still together for what we believe a progressive government that we always build on the legacies of Muhammadu Buhari. And what I can promise you is what I'm doing. Hard work, hard thinking, consulting of you. First of all, cure the economy, bring hope to the people. That is what we stood for. And that is hope is here. It's here. Thank you for believing in me. The economy is stabilized. Nobody is trading piece of paper for exchange rate anymore. When I took over, 1.9 is 1.35, 1.45 now. It's been stabilizing there. People can predict. You don't have to know a Cardozo before you get your foreign exchange, you get your import. What we need now is building the ship, the vessels, for export and import of our goods and create jobs for the people. There's a guarantee there. I know many of you had to suffer the initial abuse and the fear. Where are we going? We know the direction that we should go. We are going up. No, those who may not know will not know. Today I'm standing before you, I can brag that Nigeria is not borrowing, it's dying from local bank. The revenue, we have met our target of revenue for the whole year. We met it in August. I've reviewed this morning. Non-oil. If non-oil revenue is going well, then we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing on the other side. And I've just signed off on a huge mechanization, program that every region we have a mechanized center for agric mechanization and have trainees and all of that. That is our path to food sovereignty, food security. I've just signed off on. If non-oil revenue, I can brag that Nigeria is not borrowing, it's dying from local bank. The revenue, we have met our target of revenue for the whole year. We met it in August. I've reviewed this morning. Non-oil. If non-oil revenue is going well, then we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing.
I know they brag. No fear of Trump. Trump said that 32 million. I have to tell you, say you know what he's talking about. Don't be for investment, though, for free. I say, Baba, I know say some of your children for some part of the country they suffer. I take this one. They're shocking out. Oh, what? So it's important for us to understand that 99% of the time, these people, they are not talking to the ordinary Nigerians. They are talking to themselves. How many Nigerians go knowing what they talk about? And Nigeria know they borrow again. We don't borrow. They go say, you guys crazy. What Nigeria they borrow money to do what? Right? But he's speaking to a specific class of people. Those one will get money, they like the likes of AY, we get dollars, thousands of, going to millions of dollars. They run business between Nigeria and America. That's the class of people he's talking about. It has nothing to do with the ordinary poor people. Nobody, poor people put down for there. The 9 million people that voted for him were mobilized by the likes of businessman like AY, like a earpiece man, $50 them. These are the people that mobilize 9 million vote for him to put him in power. He's talking to those people. He said, your problem has been solved. I promise you, I will solve your problem of dollar fluctuation. And I'll make sure everything is stable. I did it. So people, if you don't understand that, of course, you will say the man, they lie, he doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, 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 blah. No. Now you just fail to see the reality that is playing out before your own face. That these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. It's never about you. It will never be about you. Get it. The better you get that into your Discord, the earlier. Now una say una no want king again, una no want to buy again. It's hereditary. Or now few people they say that they say, okay. We are going to develop a system just to make una feel say, okay, una there among the people that have a say. That's what this democracy is all about. Just to give you the feeling that you are part of the process. You can't be part of the process when you are poor. It has never been about rich people. Though, time immemorial, when this idea of democracy starts, started by only people with property, people who get money and then you feel say you are royalty, you are noble, before you can take part. When they begin allow poor people they take part into the process of democracy. It's not up to. It's not. I don't think it's not. It's not up to. It's not less than. It's not more than 100 years. And you all think you are just come out and you have the same interest like basically like Dangote. Dangote is looking for somebody who can protect his investments at that level. What do you define? First we could put for stomach. Then you are looking to the wrong direction. So when all these people they talk, you just have to understand where you belong. Not talking to you most of the time. There's a time to talk to you. That time they come. In fact, now don't be to talk that we ought to send people to go to deceive us. That's what it's about.
The other side. And I've just signed off on a huge mechanization, program that
You did backstage.
region
Shit.
we have a mechanized center for Greek mechanization and have trainees and all of that. That is our path to food sovereignty, food
Let me
security.
see where the backstage is.
Remove hunger
Let me see.
from poverty. You have defeated poverty.
So
All I can promise you is where we started and where we're going.
I don't see you, but I see how they
And
OVA.
your children's
Okay.
education, the path to Nigerian recovery. We
You
are
know
on
what?
it.
Make a fire your guy. Now
You
you
won't
leave
be
me for
assured.
backstage, Abi. God damn.
Hold on.
Don't let anybody
You hear
threaten.
me?
I dey hear you. I dey hear you.
Now you be the first person where they bring common since I don't they use
Even the screen self don't dey different. I don't know the kind. This one is not a stream. What do the stream yard? It's another form of this thing.
No, this one
Rest stream.
this one now the stream. This one now for poor people like us. Yeah. Stream yards, they're not the craze.
No,
Yeah,
I
they charge
notice
more.
but the bus say not too bad, yeah. It's not too bad.
No, I like them. I like this. Now the same
It's the
thing,
same
but
thing. Yeah.
at the same thing. It's just that I never really bring.
Now the same thing. This one just get the interface now blue.
Okay.
Where Tinubu, all this Baba Tinubu, and he's supposed to be comedian. Where he was so boastful, I saw the first video you played. I'm like, why was he running his mouth?
It's just telling you what is obvious.
What is he, bro? The way he was so confident, saying those, so I'm like, what is giving this man confidence?
The guy,
Coming late.
Baba Tinubu.
Coming late.
the guy is happy. You know, since America dash out money, may they give you poor people for the
I saw it, though. I was surprised. How come America? Trump that said it's not giving anybody aid. I was actually surprised.
You guys are doing, why go say if you not give una China go give una now.
Abi.
As simple as that.
Mm.
But they
It's
don't
true.
feel they go give una. You see, waiting they happen, right? All this killing where they happen everywhere. That if you go that community, business international company they work with. They do mining,
wow.
they do farming.
Normal now, normal. That is where I get really disappointed because at this material time, Nigeria is not supposed to be one of those countries where anybody can just come and take what they want and just leave. You know what I mean?
we suppose not pass that level, you know, but I think our security, either they are
No,
corrupt, they bribe
no,
them in the background. Nigeria no suppose, they suppose get control of their space, you know what I mean?
no. Say the leaders,
Mm.
the three leaders are divided,
Yeah,
so that they fight, that they compete for power.
normal.
So that now allow the outsider to say, "Come,
Mm,
it's an opportunity,
mm,
right?" Instead of
mm,
Mogu allow them to fight, or no, Mogu just say, "Okay, we'll support one," right?
mm,
So them now come say, since instead of make them unite, say no, fuck you, fuck off.
mm.
You understand? I mean, it would make everybody pretend say they together. No, instead they're going to tell you, just support me. If you support me, if I win,
And they come, I'll come back to you and they come, I beg.
no other. So one of them is support me. Once I win, I will give you what you want. They say, that's that it. All right. So unfortunately for the majority of us, the remaining Nigerians, the three of them agree. I mean, when I mean the three now, the Igbo man, the Yoruba man, the Hausa man, they're all playing the same, running to the same person for favor. So those ones we just lose, okay, who we will give, we will support that in a way it's also favored by the people. Or who can we manipulate the people to support the more so that, I mean, whatever medium they want you is available to them. Since all they need to see is to see a route. We also see a market. There are many roads to it. So that's exactly what is going on. So now those corporations, and then they give money to to calm tension down. The larger beneficiary of this money go to the north. Not because na then suffer pass or na then need that pass. Not because na then they loud pass. Loud in the sense that na then they play the hard card. Right? We no go vote for you, we no go vote for you. So they're able to play that card to their favor. And Tinubu understand that.
Coming late. That is the difference between Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Tinubu. For the whole year, we met it in August. I've reviewed this
And this is one
morning.
of those cards that they are playing, right? Tinubu meets with members of Buhari organization. So they know how to do it. I mean, Buhari organization is 12 million. That now is not left for you to argue or to whatever you want, but politically speaking, that's what they are riding on. So they have so many weapons at their disposal. They are not coming in the name of a Arewa Consultative Forum. Nah, that one has been overplayed. They are not coming from Northwest. No, that one is too obvious. They are not coming in the name of you, in the name of nah. Buhari organization. I mean, how do you not honor that kind of organization? Especially when the man played a very significant role. However you want to see him. To where you are today. If not for that relation of interest that brought the two of you together, that brought him to power first, then now you. That'd be a different ball game. So I'd say this is a political animal who are operating at the highest level of politicking. That's what any other region or any other tribe or any other political union cannot do. Even when they know that, all they need to do is to just pipe low, come out and vote, and the next thing is your turn, because that was the agreement. But no, they don't take anything for granted. In as far as there is a man called Obi out there, it is. They cannot take anything for the chance. They have to keep strategizing.
Non-oil. If non-oil revenue is going well, then we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing on the other side. And I've just signed off on a huge mechanization, program that every region we have a mechanized center for agricultural mechanization and have trainees and all of that. That is our path to food. You remove hunger from poverty, you have defeated poverty. All I can promise you is where we started and where we're going. And your children's education, the path to Nigerian recovery, we are on it. Go home, be assured. Don't let anybody threaten you of any uncertainty. We are certain we are going to succeed. That's what we believe in. The honesty in Buhari, what we inherited from him, is total commitment. To justice, transparency, and success. That's all. You won't have anything less than that. You will have joy at the end of this journey. And we will jointly Niku, Kobo, Toro together. We will build a Buhari house. That house will be a house of joy and prosperity. I thank you very, very much. Thank you.
That's another way. That's another way of saying of reciprocating. We'll build Buhari house. Oh my God. I thought he started the foundation to raise him to raffle Obasanjo's library in Ota. How do you say I did not agree with this man? And you think he don't know how to reciprocate? He's a good politician.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Just two quick announcements. First of all, at this point, we are going to have the family.
Both the Tinubus and the Buharis, you see what they want to do. Those people who are loyal from the APC and CPC angle to Tinubu, you see how they rebrand themselves. Buhari organization. The CPC is still there. Instead of them to the fight, go back and forth with themselves over who is going to control CPC or who did it. No. They say, you know what? This is a game. No be every time you go to enact law just because you cannot innovate yourself out of it. Shout out to Tunaja, who is only way of to tackle his speech not to enact law. No, just because you cannot think, you cannot innovate your way out of that, doesn't mean you should subject everybody to bondage. You know, giving out your freedom bit by bit in the name of security. Fuck that shit. You have to think, you have to innovate. That's exactly what the CPC angles are doing. Those who are in Tinubu administration. So that's we are here, leave those people, but they decided to say, I mean, what is CPC without Buhari anyway? What is CPC without Buhari? Yes, the man is not physically here, he's there, but no. We are going to keep his memory alive. That is the easiest way to get his followers. Tinubu saying go build Buhari house. That is a dilemma for I don't know what in I don't know what in Article 1 promise. I don't know what in Article 1 promise there. And that's exactly what Konkoso is saying. Konkoso say, come, I'll be the biggest loser here if I want to go against the established order. The idea make keep going with MMPC no go work. Instead of me to engage in legal battle, going back and forth, no. Let me just wiggle my way in to the ruling party. After all, I have bargaining power, you know, that you cannot ignore like that, which is a sitting governor. And ideologically, the Konkoseyas and the Buharis, in terms of the ordinary Buhari on the street, cannot have anything, cannot have that thing in common. They are all disciplined, they help believe in socialism, they help believe in collectivism, these are ordinary talakawas. So seeing from afar that CPC are not going to engage in back and forth to the point that the ordinary Buharis on the streets will be left homeless, or we have to define his loyalty in a way they have to cause a fight among the ordinary people, or worst, if they decide to go with the Atiku, who has nothing in common with the Buharists. The guy said, no. I think it's not going to be of my own good for me to take side, either to go with CPC or to go with the Buhari organization. Let me just go to the cross. At the end of the day, let me go with the main house, which is the APC. It's not going to be easy, but it can make it work. If Konkozo join APC, it's not going to be easy to form a structure big and strong enough to give him the tickets. Not impossible. It's not going to be an easy task. But with Kano State under his control, with the grassroots ideology relatable to that of Buhari, I think he can sing them together. All you need to do is to devote the resources of Kano State to that project. Forget the Buhari's organizations. Forget the CPC, those who went to CPC. Focus on the Buhari's. How do I end that trust? So that's all it takes. In terms of ideology, it doesn't need to preach too much to get there. Already inclined. But it's about trust. So that's all Buhari. That's all they asked for Buhari, and Buhari gave it to them till the last day. Trust. Can we trust this man? That's it. If Konkoso can do that, then he doesn't have to spend so much resources to propagate or anything. Instead, we devote the resources to support this man, this Buhari organization, predominantly dominated by the men who are serving under Tinubu right now. Devote your resources in assuring them that their position, their interest will be maintained. Then the hill will not be that high again. They go scale out. But just how it plays out.
Photograph, and considering the number of people.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our leader, Bola Tinubu, the Governor of Progressive Governors Forum, the Chairman, my dear brother, the Governors of Katsina, Kebbi, and Niger, our former Governor of Katsina and Nasarawa States, the Secretary.
I also your comment. You were saying that the Buhari organization is so tacky. What do you mean? What do you mean by so tacky? How does that benefit the whole entity called Nigeria? Nah, eccentric. Now you are you are missing the whole point. Since when this game become about the whole Nigeria? That's never been about the whole Nigeria. Just like the country you live in, it has nothing to do with the people. The people are where you are. The people are benefiting from the dividends of democracy because they were able to decentralize power to the local level, in which whatever necessary happen at the top will not really affect them, in a way that they will be worried. That of Nigeria, even though the direct impact is visible, they don't give a fuck. It has nothing to do with people. So the Buhari organization is not even about the Buharists, the ordinary Talakawas. That's 12 million voters, quote unquote, that make Buhari what Buhari is. It's not even about them. These Buharis, the Buhari organization, these fellows are coming together to fight the CPC gang, the Malamis, who are not in the same camp with Tinubu. Remember, they fought hard day and night to make sure Tinubu did not even get a ticket. I don't talk of winning the presidency. So, in order for this quote-unquote Buhari organization gang, for them to remain relevant, and to prove their loyalty, that's the most important thing, to prove their loyalty to Tinubu, that we ain't going anywhere. We are for you till the wheel falls off. That is what this is about. In return, their position that they currently held in this administration will be guaranteed. Those who are governor will continue to be governor. Those who are senator will continue to be senator. Those who are most importantly, those who are appointed, the appointment will be guaranteed. So that's what the Buhari organization is all about. Is the elite wing of CPC who are serving under Tinubu. That's what it's about. So that's why I said, Konkoso have a chance. Where is the chance? The followers of Buhari are not swayed by money. Don't get me wrong. Okay, they need money. Okay, but they are not necessarily swayed by money or the shenanigans. They are core fundamentalists. Whatever they believe in is the core principle of Islamic way of life, to which Buhari manifested in his lifetime. Who can show that example? Who can show that is where Konkoso has said he stand a chance? Is Konkoso too, out there politically, has so many baggages? Maybe, because that's another person that stand a chance to enrich that core follower is Pantami. People don't seem to see that. So eccentric, it's not about benefiting Nigeria as a whole. Mbano. That has nothing to do with these people. These guys right here, no, they don't. That's not their problem. The totality of Nigeria, not be only 9 million people vote for them. 9 million people is easy to mobilize. That's few millions.
To the Government of Federation, the Chief of Staff, honorable ministers, honorable members, board president and former members of the leadership of CPC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. Indeed, today is a day of history. The very first day that the former members of CPC gathered a large number to visit our president, to show support and to show appreciation for what he has been doing. I want to seize this opportunity, Mr. President, to assure you of the unconditional support of all former CPC members to your administration. I'm sure from the caliber of people you see here, you will be convinced that all those saying that CPC is broken, CPC is not what this administration is, just a lie. More than 90% of those who were active during the time of CPC are represented here. We would like to seize this opportunity as well to appreciate you and thank you immensely, Your Excellency, for the support you have given to our late former president, who attempted to be president several times, but God did not answer his prayer until when you came into the picture in 2010 to offer a hand of partnership to him, a partnership that resulted in actualizing the dream of every CPC member. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for the role you played in 2010, and thank you for all the support you gave our former leader. We will truly not forget that support you have given, which today every CPC member is proud that even though when we fielded him under CPC, he couldn't win, but with the combined effort of your humble self and him and other party members, we were able to realize that dream of making him our president. Mr. President, we also want to thank you for the unprecedented support you have given to the members of the late president during his demise. It was unprecedented in the history of Nigeria for any former president to be accorded such kind of respect. The time you took, the people you sent to go all the way to United Kingdom to give their last respect and bring the cause back to Katsina, and the number of times that you and the First Lady made both to Katsina and Kaduna to pay your last ride is truly commendable, Your Excellency. We appreciate all that you did. May Almighty God reward you, and you should know that we are together with you today, we will be with you tomorrow, and will be with you forever. Your Excellency, I want to, on behalf of the whole entire former CPC members, inform you and assure you that the CPC families in every state, we have all resolved that we will go back home and create former CPC members for Asuwaju in all our states. And that movement will also be cascaded down to local governments in all our states and to all wards and to all polling units, so that we will continue to gather support for you, for your government, your administration, and for 2027, inshallah. CPC members will be at the forefront of your support and ensuring that you come back to continue with the good work you are doing to this country. Finally, Your Excellency, on behalf of all members of CPC and the whole entire families of the late former president, we also want to appreciate you for the kind of representation and the kind of respect you are given to members of CPC in this government. This is the very first time, Your Excellency, that we have 3 governors, current, that are serving under this administration that were of CPC extraction. Even during the active days of CPC, we were only having one, the former governor of Nasarawa State. But to God be the glory. Today we have 3 governors. We have so many ministers, so many members of the House of Representatives, so many chief executives who are in this government. And we believe that a lot of them, or most of them, were able to make their dream possible because of your support to them and to the former CPC. God bless you, Your Excellency. May God continue to protect you. May God continue to be your pillar of strength. We are so much for giving us the opportunity to come and share our thoughts with you. May Almighty serve you. May you live long to actualize all the good plans you have for this for our country. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. God bless former CPC members. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
It falls. Let's be honest with ourselves. It falls.
Fundamentally,
insecurity problem in Nigeria, it falls. Let's be honest with ourselves. It falls.
Fundamentally, the question I'm asking you tonight is that you are disputing that the North is disunited.
Yeah.
But can you deny the fact that there are forces in the North who want Tinubu out by all means?
Well, I don't know even why I laughed over this. You're right. If you take the trajectory of my initial the conversation with you, you will also understand I alluded to that. So it's a thing of personalities, individuals, and the rest. On the other hand, there are a couple of them that I believe that could have been managed in a better way. But all the same, yes, truly, there are people in the north that want him out. You will have also people in the southern part of the country that want him out. But at the same time, I tell you this, and take it to the bank, Tinubu is not an orphan in the north. He has people. He has people in the north. And maybe they are not talking as much as they should, but he has people. So as much as you have people that want him out, you also have people that want him in. And as event keeps unfolding, you will see people who will come here and oppose him, people who will come here and support him, people who will come and oppose, people who will come and support him. So I don't think he's an orphan in the north. And it is dangerous for somebody to actually think Tinubu has no support in northern part of the country. It will be a dangerous calculation.
What did the president tell you? He seemed to have bought you over.
So, I'm sorry, look at how you've made me to burst into laughter on national TV. I think at my level shown, I would take it as a joke. But it's an expensive.
I'm serious.
No, it's an expensive. It's an expensive.
You're not able to tell us what the president told you.
Why I'm saying I'm taking it as a joke, because I also saw a bit of a smile. I see a bit of smile in your face and the rest on your face, and so I'm going to take it as a
I'm serious.
As a joke.
I've not asked you any joking question.
Now, on the issue of the president bought me and the rest, what is surprising about what I'm saying? What is new?
So what did he tell you?
I'm asking you, what is new?
I'm asking you, what did he tell you?
No, you are saying...
He must have told you something
I think you were...
that have made you an NNPP member and in opposition.
I don't want to interrupt
Start preaching about a candidate and the president that is from the APC.
Absolutely.
There's something must have happened.
Okay, thank you. Please allow me, to gently answer you. What I'm trying to explain to you is that what am I saying now that I have not said in the last 3 years? So why is it new to you?
Before you joined the NNPP?
No, but what is new?
It's new because you're an opposition member. All of a sudden, you are preaching?
No. What I'm doing is I'm giving an objective analysis. And I could as well say, as you are saying to me, I sound like somebody who has been bought by the president. I could say, oh, you sound like somebody who has been paid to make sure that he puts me in a corner. Have you been paid?
I should be asking you.
No, have you been paid?
You are the politician, I'm the journalist.
Have you been paid to corner me in this interview?
Do they pay journalists to do their jobs? We do our jobs normally.
You are the
politician. You are the guys. You are the guys who trade in on those kind of things.
Do you hear that? Let's not go into that. Let's focus on the issue, because if we go into that, I might offend you and offend the profession that I hold so highly of journalism. We're all in Nigeria. They're good Nigerians, they're bad Nigerians, they're Nigerians that do good things, they're Nigerians that do bad things. But the point that I'm trying to make is that there's nothing that I'm saying now that is new.
Why is it difficult for you to tell us what conversation you had with the president? Or is it a personal conversation?
And now look at, that is why I say when you have access to someone, you can understand when somebody doesn't have access to someone and then he comes and criticizes him and the rest. But when you have access to someone, it is not everything. It's not all the conversation that you discuss that you put in the public glare. But again, one interesting thing is that I think those who have related with the president or are relating with him now from a very, very close range will understand the way people view him from far. That's not who completely. That's not who he is. Sound individual. He knows what he's doing. When you sit with, I'm not saying this because I want to praise him or anything. Yeah, you might look at physically you look at him, but when you sit with him and he takes you through, or you talk and he responds to you one-on-one and break down issues in bits and pieces, and before you go to step 1, he has already thought of step 2, step 3, step 4, you would
It just come back from where the heck he came from? It just come back from Brazil, Abi. You can see. Let me see the comments. I'm waiting for where is the new president yet, man? That's it now. What that shall never end. Another trip. Wow. This is unacceptable for what is exactly. No. You see the useless president, kind of. If you not see me, they wave play bye. Make una know say no be me start up. Ah, but the best. I said why would they don't give US? This is US Department of State. This one no be saying that one agency. Sorry, one NGO, and they released that $32 million. It's coming straight from Donald Trump. Ah, they say the man don't know what they do. Overconfidence for him. 10 days vacation to France and UK after spending 12 days in Japan and Brazil. Woo! My people. Keep. I never understand this game. Oh, the good is one of the listen to me. Say, none of these motherfuckers. So now this one, 19 Obi will criticize. Obi will not criticize the $32,000, $2 million. Obi will not criticize that. Sure. Pretty good, man.
Good. Can I just have a first name, last initial for the order?
Fred A.
You got it, Fred A. And Fred, what can I get for you today?
Cobb salad with a spicy filet.
You got it, Cobb salad, spicy filet. And then what dressing can I get for you with that?
Avocado.
The avocado?
Thanks.
And anything else I can get for you?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
You got it. Just the Cobb salad, spicy filet, avocado, lime ranch for the dressing. $10.65 is going to be the total. And then, Fred, you're all set to pay up ahead.
Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
So, Obi cannot criticize 32 million. He dare not. If you try him, we'll get 2 million for the next vote. So the Tinubu would have given them focus. The whole media will focus on this travel. None of them will take pay on 36 million that has been given to keep people where they are. That's my nigga right there, jetting out of the fucking country, man. Let's see though. Let's see what they're saying. The special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, announced the development in statement via X on Thursday. Onanuga said Tinubu will depart Nigeria to Europe on Thursday for his 2025 annual leave, which will last for 10 working days. The annual leave now. So what the fuck are they? What's the biggie? President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja today, expected attempt to commence working vacation in Europe and part of his 25 annual. Obi go come out because why no go take working visit for woman here or Ijebu or Medu or Dumbo or some shit like that, the regular shit. The vacation will last 10 working days. Tinubu will spend the period between France and UK and then return to the country. In other words, in other news, the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has accused the federal government of imposing more burden on Nigerians. He stated this while reacting to 35% tax on all refinery fuel. Never starts. Now pay tax tire. That's our old news. Oh. Okay, let's look at the news word. I forget the let's look at the signals and forget about the noise. What's my governor? What's my governor? What's my governor? My governor can do no wrong. Fuck what they say. Fuck what they talking about. Governor can do no wrong, man. Anyway, fuck what they talking about. PDP plus power over bloated appointment plans to squander 4.2 million only. Just should shut the fuck up, man. It's over bloated appointments. Now foreign end appointment. Make us see go in appoint first. Make us see go na do people in appoint. Now do people in appoint. Shame on you, PDP. Shame on you. The Edo State chapter of the People Democratic Party has accused Governor Monday Kwalo and his deputy Dennis Idahosa of abandoning the state for foreign trip without any clear direction and handover arrangement. Are you telling my governor has finally left the country? I need to celebrate now. We got here. That the opposition party in the statement to this public secretary Chris Osad in here carry said the foreign trip has plunged the state into dangerous and back you. Love this game. PDP also condemned Okpaholo's recent request to the Edo State House of Assembly to confirm the 23 commissioner nominee and plans to squander 2.4 billion taxpayer money on luxury SUV. Wait. Let me see if this guy actually travel first before I know what to do to this to before if I go. I know I go to celebrate my guy. Monday Paulo. Friend. Right. Thank you. Make a find out, say I governor. Free that plane. Why did he learn now? My governor no travel now. Governor cannot travel without me knowing. What's wrong with these people, sir? PDP. Eh? My governor cannot travel. Maybe some member of his cabinet. My governor is a village champion. The statement, the The election of responsibility has plunged Edo into dangerous leadership vacuum at the time when citizens are grooming under economic hardship. Worsening insecurity and stop public service, direct consequences of the ineptitude of the APC-led administration at both the federal and the state level. Even more disturbing is the governor's recent request to the Edo State House of Assembly to confirm 28 commissioner nominees. I suppose they're one of those commissioners. I don't know if they worry. I'm supposed to be making 29. So you never complete your complaint. Fred. You never complete and you are complaining. Thank you. This is unacceptable. My governor is not only 28 commissioner and they are complaining. Just one from each local government. One is supposed to make out like 2-2. And I just say they over squander people's money, squandering the money on Edo citizen. And these foreigners are complaining. PDP. You go to hell. Unacceptable, man. So it's even more disturbing is the governor recent request of Commission 28 nominee, a figure that will make this the most bloated executive council in the history of Edo State. Yes. Good. We need more. We need more. Need one, 2 from each local government, but don't do it yet. Wait, me during when election is near, you do it. Can only have their say. Minority can only have their say. While the majority, we have our goddamn way. So, Pablo, no shaking. Doing a great job. I'm excellent. Excellent. So we are aware that the governor has already concluded plans to squander 2.4 billion on taxpayer money on luxury SUV for the commissioners, each costing an outrageous 150 million naira only. That's small change now. I do say we can afford that. This reckless expansion of government comes on top of the growing army of special advisor, board chairman, members, and heads of parastatals appointed that have driven the cost of governance in Edo State to an all-time high in our 34 years of history. Our governor, you are giving Edo people high-paying job. Good job. Keep doing it. We are behind you. PDP further urge Okpabolo to prioritize workers' welfare by raising the minimum wage like other states and demand his immediate return to confront the urgent task of governors. The statement added, while other states are prioritizing workers' welfare by raising the minimum wage in line with increased allocation from the federal government, the Okpabolo Idaza administration is fixated on buying SUV, sharing the money, and setting political IOUs. This wasteful spending spread is especially offensive at a time when Edo hospitals are collapsing, schools lack teachers, roads have become death trap, and communities left to the mercy of bandits and kidnappers. Reports abound of delayed payment of workers, entitlement, abundant development projects, and worsening security. The governor and his deputy prefer endless foreign junkets and reckless extravaganza. Shame on you. My governor no travel, now only his deputy travel. Our Pawolo and the Dawson are aware that the farmer is Ounde and Ovia Northeast have abandoned their farmlands due to attack by armed gang. Did they know that kidnappers continue to terrorize highways and communities across Edo, while markets in Benin and other cities are no longer safe, with traders forced to close early out of fears? We urge Governor Paulo and his deputy to immediately end their reckless junketing abroad and return home to confront the urgent task of governance and restoring security, fixing schools and hospitals, paying workers, repairing roads, and giving Edo people the dignity they deserve. No. My governor has gone to working visa with the commander-in-chief. I think that's the reason what spending our tax money on. We are not complaining Monday. We are not complaining. Take the needed rest. You'll be working so far. Take the needed rest. Take the needed rest. Go and see Mr. President. I see Mr. President, and they are doing well. They are doing well. Aloda bire. Aloda bire o. Kini gbogbo alágbára láyé. Aloda bire. Olúwa. Let's see what Trump, who gifted us 32 million. See what he's up to. Being my wife. So let's see what
site, because I believe you are blind before. So you are welcome. You should understand me. But Tudo, can I answer that question? I believe what we have been hammering on about this issue of Atik not having a kind of no steez, to be honest with you. You should understand me, no steez. And after that, his declaration, everything just died down. Like, I believe that was what opened Shuka's eyes. I don't know, but I believe. And we have been on this for a very long time, telling you guys, see, Obi is the correction. Once Obi leave, everything scatter. You guys think maybe we are joking. Thank God, we are getting there.
Sorry,
Small.
Sorry, Eche. Tudo, thank you. I've been able to get that.
The
I see that
coalition
somebody
was
provided that
formed
information. 2021
to go after
was the
Obi.
year for the
Why
review.
is it
Yeah, I remember. No, it was
I
an
don't
engagement
understand.
in Lagos. I remember that. I thought you were referring to like a national thing, like in Abuja. Like an
No.
actual. Yeah. I of course I remember that story.
Let
Thank
me
you.
let me remind you, Tudo.
Yeah.
What they did then was that all of the Southwest leaders held the Southwest Consultative Forum for that review. That's how they did it across the regions. I remember now.
They used Obi to popularize the.
All right, Chuka, try to wrap it up.
Yeah. I'll just wrap it up soon. I mean, we don't subsidize our currency. We don't subsidize anything. All the money, trillions, we don't even know where it's going. Tinubu is in his 90s.
We're actually
It's just
subsidizing.
disgusting.
We're subsidizing our currency at the moment.
What?
Yeah. Otherwise, it will be in the toilet.
Tinubu, it's at 115.
Yeah. The reason
At
it's saying
1,500.
the reason it's saying there is because we are subsidizing. Otherwise, it will be in the toilet, which is against what the government has announced. Subsidy is gone. No, subsidy did not go anywhere, whether on fuel or on the naira. So what we have now, I've explained this before. What we have is what you could call, and this is not just my opinion. economic experts in Nigeria as well, the likes of Bismarck Rouhani and all these other guys. What we have now is what they call a managed float. So in simple economic terms, right? You come out and swinging and say subsidy is gone, whatever, and we want to harmonize our FX regime. So no more dual regimes, official rates, black market rates. I mean, first of all, for that, in practical terms, everybody knows that you can collect money dollar from the bank at a certain rate and go to Bureau de Change people, and you will get a different rate. Everybody knows that. Number two, and the reason they announced that is to say, okay, we don't want people just trading the naira without doing anything, which is what you can call carry trade or arbitrage. So you don't need to do anything. Just go and collect an official rate and go and sell it to Malam, and then you get profit from the difference, right? All of that is not gone anywhere, and they were lambasting previous administrations for to sustain the naira. They are now doing it because they realize that there is nothing to back up their announcement of the float. You are going to, and Peter Obi has made that argument eloquently. You are floating the naira on what exactly? On what exactly are you floating it on? Right? The naira has no support in terms of to expose it to the gyrations of global markets, because we are in an increasingly global economy. The days of us by ourselves doing things, but the moment you start exporting and importing, now you've exposed your yash to the forces that control the global market economy. So you can't sustain a float if you are Nigeria because you have nothing to sustain it on. So the moment they realize that, my goodness, what did you just do?
Your Excellency, the Governor of Bauchi State, Alhaji Bala Mohammed, Your Excellency, the Governor of Gombe State, Alhaji Inuala, Chairman of the Governor's Forum, Your Excellency, the Governor of Taraba State, Abu Kefas, and Your Excellency, the Governor of Yobe State, Alhaji Moimala Buni, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Senior aides to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, good evening, sir. Your Excellency, we thank you for fostering peace and stability within the Northeast sub-region and continuing with the initiative of your predecessor in sustaining the fight against insurgency. As a sub-region, we have the peculiarity of having to manage large states with unmanned forest, gorges, deserts, mountains, and rivers, which make them inaccessible, often hard to reach and almost becoming ungoverned spaces, and thereby exacerbating the security challenges of the region. We are fully aligning with the Mr. President's good initiative of training of manpower and providing technology with a view to reversing the ugly trend in the forest, thereby reducing the insurgency and promoting agricultural development in alignment with the renewed hope agenda on food security. In terms of environmental sustainability, we really thank Mr. President for your intervention in mitigating the menace of flood, desertification, and other natural disasters. However, the region having suffered so much environmental and developmental setbacks arising from long period of neglect and abandonment, we wish to leverage on Mr. President's renewed hope agenda to reverse these ugly trends by giving special attention to us in the following areas. 1, continued military operations in the shores of the Lake Chad, Dajin Madama, Mandara Hills, Sambisa Game Reserve, Mansur, Yalua, Futuk, Kolmani areas, Karen Lamido Forest, amongst others. Provision of funding to MNJTF for military operations in the tumbus of the Lake Chad, completion of ongoing road projects, and building of critical roads connecting the state, like Kano-Maiduguri Road, Port Harcourt-Jos Bauchi-Maiduguri Railway Line, Bama-Mubi Road, Yola Road, Ukari-Jalingo Yola Road, Duguri Mansur Road, Bauchi-Gombe Biu Damaturu Road, Damaturu-Gaidam Road, Bauchi-Ningi Nasaru Babaldo Road, Gombe-Potiskum Damaturu Biu Road, Alkaleri Putuk Road, Maiduguri Domboa Yola Road, Domboa Duku Tarazo Road, Biu Gombe Road, Ibisham Dam Road. Maiduguri Mongono Bagar Road, Maiduguri Ngalabama Road, and Banki Roads. Resumption of oil exploration in the frontier wells, in particular Kolmani and Lake Chad wells. Finally, Your Excellency, sir, I discover you in high esteem, and all of us have resolved to partner with you in your about determination to provide good governance for Nigeria with a view to leaving behind lasting legacies and landmarks for the country. Thank you very much, sir.
We welcome Your Excellency.
This see, earlier group, they call themselves Buhari Organization. These ones, not East, but it's also the combination of those same Buhari Organization people like Gumi, but everyone has his own agenda, demand, so spread out, clean and clear. Then they ask for too much.
President Bola Tinubu's visit to Brazil concluded with the signing of several memoranda of understanding aimed at strengthening ties between Nigeria and South America's largest economy. Tinubu announced new frameworks for cooperation in trade, investment, cultural exchange, and most prominently, the establishment of direct flights between Lagos and Sao Paulo. For exporters and investors, it could simplify logistics and open access to markets that have remained underutilized. Tinubu also attended the opening ceremony and plenary of the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD 9, on August 20 in Japan. Joining us on this show to discuss the gains of President Bola Tinubu's shuttle to Japan and Brazil is Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, Nigeria's former Minister of Foreign Affairs. Good morning, Prof. Good to have you on the morning show.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Ayo. Nice to have you back.
Good morning.
And thank you for having me on your program.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much. Good to have you on the show.
Well, your favorite program. You say you prefer the morning show to other programs, even if we reserve the prerogative to invite you as we wish. But however, Prof, what are the gains of President Bola Tinubu's diplomacy? Some people complain that he travels too much. He says he's looking for investment. my own position is that he's the chief foreign policy officer of the country. He's the chief marketer of the country. I may object to all these stopovers in Los Angeles, in Dubai, and all that. But as president, he has an obligation to sell Nigeria. But I also argue that the Foreign Affairs Ministry of this time, not of your time, does not do enough follow-up. We sign all these memoranda of this understanding, that understanding. How are we putting those memoranda into effect? But just to listen to you first about what you think.
Well, thank you very much. You've put your finger on the issue. You've put your finger on the issue. Yes, the president is really the chief marketer for Nigeria. He markets the country. And in this day and age when we have ambassadors on seat all over the world, the president does that job effectively. And the point you have always made is that it is now left to the civil servants back home to make sure that the agreements that are signed are implemented. Nobody can say that Petrobras should not come back to Nigeria. And it's evidence that within the gas and oil industry, there is still a lot of room for others to come in. There's no one who is going to say that Varig cannot come back to Nigeria to allow for direct flights in conjunction with Air Peace to fly between Nigeria and Brazil. The economies of both countries speak for themselves. So the gains that the president has made on paper justify these trips that he has made. But as I said, and I think you are right to always remind us, it is implementation when those agreements are brought back home. And I think the message should be addressed to the civil servants. But I also must say that there is a lacuna in the villa itself. If you go back to the time when you were in government, you had advisors on foreign policy within the villa. IBB did, Obasanjo did. These are the people who will make sure that the civil servants implement or keep their toes firmly on the agreements that are brought back. There is a lacuna in the villa at the moment. I don't know who is handling foreign affairs. Once the president comes back, his attention goes to domestic issues. And God knows there are enough domestic issues for him to concentrate on. He needs an advisor on foreign policy in the villa who also will now keep an eye on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to ensure that these agreements are implemented.
All right, thank you so much, sir. And absolutely, I do agree with you with regards to having a special advisor to follow up, to advise the president and also to ensure that agreements reached abroad are followed through from the home front. But also, another point that I'd like you to speak on, which Dr. Bati had highlighted earlier, was this issue around us not having enough money to maintain our foreign posts abroad and the significance of having ambassadors in office in different stations internationally. What's your take? Should this become priority for this administration? Because they've gone over 2 years without announcing ambassadors or deploying ambassadors to foreign missions. What's your take on this?
Well, it is a very unusual position for 2 years not to have ambassadors in post. I think the president owes us really an explanation. There must be something there, and that makes it in a way difficult for me to explain. Well, no, it's not my job to explain. It's the job of the foreign minister or Bayo Nanuga to explain why we don't have ambassadors in post. It cannot be due to lack of money, because since this government has come on board, you could see how revenue has increased. And what they've done with the revenue is to increase money going to the states, increase money going to the National Assembly. Surely, part of this increase could have been available, put ambassador posts. In this, our discipline is very, very unusual for government not to put ambassadors in post for 2 years, because in a way, 2 reasons. Governments or countries interpret your feeling towards them, how you grade them, by whether you have a fully functioning embassy. When you leave the top posts empty, in a way, yes, the president can go visiting, and yes, they will give him all the honors and give him all the attention. But on everyday to-day activities happen on the diplomatic plane in each country. You have situations where they have their national day, where you expect attendance at the very top. They notice your ambassador is not there. There are issues where the Minister of Foreign Affairs may wish to discuss with the top man in the embassy. Notice the absence of your ambassador. Then what is important to me is we campaign for. We've always that permanent post in the Security Council of the United Nations. Nations in the world are going to vote when that issue comes up. And when you don't have an ambassador at post who has taken several opportunities to raise this issue, even if it's with the president, shaking hands with the president on the National Day celebration, Your Excellency, please don't forget that I've raised this issue, I've been represented. When that ambassador is not there, a chargé d'affaires cannot perform that position. And then, at the last minute, when the UN then declares that elections are going to be held in 90 days, that's when you then start sending people around to campaign. No, it doesn't work that way.
Prof, sir. Okay. A couple of questions. Yes. Prof, actually, the problem is money. I'm sure you read the paper 3 days ago where a representative of the foreign ministry said they actually have budgetary constraints and there's no money. In fact, I got a message by somebody yesterday that was talking about, maybe one of the Nigerian embassies in Europe that they've not been paid for over 6 months, that they're just starting to clear their wages. So we have big money problems with that. But, sir, why did we lose the Brazil trade ties in the first place when you became foreign minister to IBB after the counter-trade era? Can you tell us that story, sir?
Sure that we lost. No. You are not going to put this on my head. The loss of position between Brazil and Nigeria. I don't remember the issue coming up, honestly. If it has come up, I bet you IBB would. You see, IBB was an activist, not only as president, but also in foreign affairs. I was doing. And when I take issues to him, he says, that's your field. Let me concentrate on domestic affairs. If it had been brought to my attention that Brazil and Nigeria were at loggerheads, and I know we had problems, yes, you are right, with that counter-trade problem, but it didn't really become a major issue for me, honestly. Because if you recall, when I was putting together this concert of medium powers, Brazil was one of the countries that I nominated to the president, IBB, and he approved, and Brazil attended all the conferences that we had when I was on seat. So our relationship with Brazil was very good, and there's no doubt that, at least in my own conception, Brazil was one of the countries that we should be growing with at par. So I don't remember a major issue between us.
Even when the structural adjustment program SAP kicked in and we had economic encumbrances and they couldn't repatriate the Brazilian funds because of the problems with our own economy here. Can you remember what happened?
Maybe that issue was taken up with the Maybe that issue was taken up with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chuo Congo or KIK, Kalu Idika Kalu. It was not treated as a foreign policy issue. It wasn't.
Okay, Prof. Okay. There's an issue.
And you will understand that there is no way, as a foreign minister, I could have made decisions on repatriation of money. It will have been Chuo Congo or KIK or even Chief Lufalai, while I focused on the political aspects of our. I've got to go back to this issue you raised about that is a money issue. And the point I'm making is, how could it be a money issue when you are increasing the revenue that's coming from the federal allocation to states? You are increasing the money that is going to the National Assembly. It's a question of prioritizing how you distribute your money. We are not a poor country. The federal government is not a poor agency. It's not about to go broke. And that's the point I'm making, that the excess revenue that have been generated in the past 1 year, why should the foreign ministry not have gotten the share that it needs to keep embassies running? There must be something there. Prof. I don't know what it is.
Okay, Prof. Yeah, it's easy to agree with you that it's a priority issue. After all, for more than 2 years, we have not appointed ambassadors, whether career or political, appointees to our various missions. So those missions are just running on autopilot, as a familiar phrase, states. However, I'd like to ask you, this, conferences, summits, today Tokyo summons African leaders, next tomorrow is France, the other day it's Arab. We keep going from one conference to the other. One of my own, arguments is that African leaders go to these conferences, they lack the capacity, either intellectual or technical, to hold the strong end of the stick. And so you have all those somersaults with the Belt and Road, project with China. You have somersaults, in international affairs. We say we go to Japan, come and invest in Nigeria. But they come here, they are contractors. We bring the Chinese, they come here, they treat our people badly. Now, how do we find this technical capacity to negotiate? The intellectual capacity that is required. Not just Nigeria, it's not only Nigeria that's having problems. Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, all these are countries African leaders. They just go on a jamboree, as some people will say. Sir? Hello, sir.
Sorry, I didn't. Yes, I didn't hear your last question.
No, I say, you know, it makes these summits look like they are jamborees.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, Dr. Abati, optic-wise, and I think I've said it on this program, optic-wise, and I believe you agree with me, I never liked the idea of all African leaders marching into a country for a conference. Japan summons us, and we all go. China summons us, and we all go. Turkey summons us, and we all go. I have never liked it. And optic-wise is master summoning servants, master summoning slaves. I have never liked it. I have no objection at all to one-on-one diplomacy, one-on-one conferences. But a situation where one country summons 54 African leaders and they all go, I have never liked it. And optic-wise, to me, it looks disgraceful. That's first point. The second point is we must accept that diplomacy has become the art of specialists. You know, before they come for a conference, the Chinese have already spent 6 months looking at what they intend to achieve, and their documents are ready. In Africa, do we use experts, or do we simply regard it as a bureaucratic thing? Today, you appoint somebody as director in Asia, and then he's posted out as ambassador to Europe, not even to Asia, to Europe. And then you bring in somebody else who is coming from Latin America, and you make him director of Asia. The bureaucratization of issues is going to be the death of Africa. We have to accept that there are specializations, and those specializations have to keep people on desk. And before you go to these conferences, what do you intend to achieve? What are the best deals that you can get from these conferences? But what we do is to even depend on documents prepared by the other side. Oh yes, we prepared all the normal, you know, language, that the diplomatic language that we use, and that is right. But the specificity of what we intend, what we would like to have, whether from China, I have read, I don't know, it could even have been one of your articles, I'm not really sure, but I have read somewhere that we never get the best that even China is prepared to offer, because we are looking at, you know, minor things that we should not even be interested in.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining us on the morning show.
Well, supporters of the 2023 presidential candidate and former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi said they are alarmed over what they described as a coordinated attempt to spread false narratives about him. The national coordinator of the Obedient Movement alleged that the group has been confronted with repeated cases of propaganda and misinformation targeted at Obi. In a lengthy statement posted on social media, Yunusa Tanko accused paid agents of recycling lies and propaganda to tarnish Obi's image. He stressed that Nigerians are wiser now and capable of distinguishing fruit from lies. Well, and joining me now is the National Coordinator of the Obedient Movement, Yunusa Tanko. Yunusa, glad to have you join me on a Rise Prime Time.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, Nigerians.
Yeah, it was late Alhaji Lamidi Adetibu, the strongman of Ibadan politics, that said, if you want to be told who dated your mother before your dad married her, don't join politics. So when you say narratives, falsehood, propaganda, it should be expected. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
I mean, in regards to
my principle.
Yeah, your principle.
Okay, before I answer your question, I just wanted to say my condolence to Nigerians. Not because they are dead, but at this rate on which the level of taxation is taking negative effect on their lives, I'm not so sure, but there will not be too many casualties. And these are the people that this government has sworn by the Quran, in this case, to protect their lives and make their life comfortable. Even the students who are in need of assistance are being taxed. What a shame. Without no retroactive effect or positive one on their lives. And that's why I say my condolence to Nigerians. Now, going back to your words, when you look at the narrative of individuals being attacked, Peter Obi is one of the most highly attacked individual in Nigerian politics as of today. And not because he is Peter Obi, no, it's because what he's bringing to the table. He's changing the narrative from an old order to a new order. I give you a simple example. A couple of days ago, we were just talking, myself and him, and he was giving me a story of what transpired in the 250 million saga. You never hear this kind of stories except you hear it from the horse's mouth. And I was amazed because I've been with him for quite a long period of time, but in the way he narrates the story, it shocks me that such an information is not in the public domain. Do you know that because people want to label him with those kind of funny narrative, they were counting that it was a $250 million. Meanwhile, the money was about 250 million naira. And this man, it's amazing. He stood there to be scrutinized, even when the money was not carried because of him, but for something else in the interest of his states, purchase of cars or by a contractor and all of that. And this particular story is taped by the security agency and it's in the public domain. But yet people go about carrying a propaganda. I want to challenge any Nigerian candidate that can present himself for scrutiny of this nature. None of them can face the scrutiny of the security agency. That's why up to now, they've looked for every nook and corner to find any negative thing about him. They couldn't find it. I want to talk about the issue of doctors. The story was this. He purchased ambulances for resident doctors and government clinic.
That's when he was a governor?
Yes, when he was a governor. And when these ambulances were there, a chief of his kingdom was called that his wife was sick. Apparently, he lost the wife. And while they were there was a launching he did about the ambulances. And when he launched the ambulances, they were telling you that 15 minutes when you called, the ambulance was there. When this situation happened, none of them were there. So he called only a private clinic. And this is a man who hates incompetency, and this is what we are not used to in Nigeria.
You know, sir, I've watched
I'm giving you this story so that you can understand the level of lies and propaganda that will not stick on him. It will not stick. It's just like you putting butter on a plain hot skin. You see, it just melt and then go away. That is the quality of what you see in
oil and water.
Yeah.
That never mix. I watched a viral video of the former governor of Anambra State and Labour Party presidential candidate serving food at a function. Some have criticized him of being desperate for power. What do you think?
Oh, you see, these are some of the lies too, because you are used to having the rich showing high and mighty in the society. We're not used to seeing the rich going low, serving the poor. That particular program, I was there. I was fortunate to be there. If you watch some of the pictures, you see me right behind him. So when we got in, I was just looking at him. He was serving, and I was wondering, Excellency, what are you doing? He said, Tanko, you don't understand. What we are doing today is that we are reversing the case in our society. Let's take care of the poor. Let's serve the poor. Normally, it is the poor person that will be running up and down trying to see him. So people are not used to seeing it. And in there, too, he was not the only one who served. The priest and all. It was a ceremony on that day. That is what they do in the church in that day. And I have witnessed. And I'm not, I don't blow somebody's trumpet because I don't gratify it. I don't do it. It's not my nature. I say what I see. I have been in Meduguri with him when he was serving Almajiris. Take care of them because these are children who need somebody to show them love. Imagine a Peter Obi serving you food. You will feel elated. Some of the people at that particular program refuse to eat and say until one Peter Obi served them. So that is the beauty. These are things, that is the narrative and the politics in Nigeria that he is trying to change. And people are not getting it.
Where is Peter Obi now? In the Labour Party that APC is saying is fragmented, is disjointed, you don't know which one is which, or in the ADC coalition? Where is Peter Obi now?
Probably the fragmentation comes from their infiltration. Okay, Peter Obi is a member of Labour Party. He has made it categorically clear. But he's a part of the ADC alliance for 2027.
Okay.
Clearly. So he doesn't own two political party cards. And right from the beginning, if you know, this is the coalition of individuals. He's not the only one even. His Excellency Kwabaka is not a member of ADC. Neither is Malam Nasru El-Rufai. So I don't know what the problem is that, you know, let me not use this word. Even the poo-poo of Peter Obi makes sense to some other persons.
Now, let me address one more. Help us address one more of these narratives you're talking about before we go to some other things. The question of, I've listened to it.
Yes.
You know. And frankly, I don't know how I felt. Let me not say how I felt here, but the tape where he dotted every single statement he made discussing with Oyedepo, with daddy. What about that? I mean, the talk is that it was leaked. I mean, wasn't that what happened?
No. Did you ever hear from Peter Obi saying that was exactly what happened? So he's a man of his own. He speaks to the issues. And besides, when somebody relates with individuals, somebody will go and tape it. You know we are using AI nowadays. Anything can
Are you saying it's AI?
Anything can be doctored at this particular time.
It wasn't his voice? Because I thought I was hearing his voice.
Of course. Did you ever hear AI doctoring your voice? It doctors it and then you make it look as if it's real. So either the two parties have been asked questions, and what did they tell you? Did they say that they were the one who discussed this particular matter?
All right. Governor Soludo says any politician pledging to serve one term must have some mental problem and needs to undergo a psychiatric test. That anyone with a functioning brain shouldn't say that. What do you make of that statement?
And at the same time, he came out and said he was not referring to His Excellency Peter Obi. But that's true or false? But then here it's true.
Look, no, because Peter Obi is the only person. I think you gave the letter to the coalition, if I'm right.
Yeah.
About one term.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you did.
No.
So, let me he's the only person who has talked about one term.
Let me tell you. J.F. Kennedy, yes, Abraham Lincoln spent 4 years as a president in the United States. And he did extremely well. His records are there. General Murtala Mohammed, even though he's a military agent, 6 months.
He was killed.
Within that 6 months, but he was still performing.
He talked about JFK, also was assassinated. He talked about Nelson Mandela.
Even recently, our own dear Musa Yar'Adua, how many years did he spend? But he was making an impact. When you say you are going to do something, it behoves on you as a leader to be able to exemplify and do that exact what you said you did. Because the decay in the system, the deficit of trust become inevitable in our country. But when you listen to Peter Obi, listen to him carefully, he will choreograph and arrange exactly what he intends to do. He's not a lazy, laissez-faire kind of a leader. Even as of today, there is no political party candidate that have kept this country, this government on their toes, like the opposition ought to be doing, like Peter Obi, because he speaks to the issue. He doesn't talk about individual. He talks about issues that concern everybody, pulling people out of poverty, making sure there's a health facility in Nigeria, taking to look about the roads, how we link up. When you're talking about government trying to build terminal buses in 6 places, which is about 146 million naira compared to the total health budget of Nigeria, about 140. What is your priority? Is it bus terminals or the health of the Nigerian people? These are the kind of things that we are being presented in this country. And Peter Obi would never take anything like that. So he would deal with the issues. And he would deal with the issue that concerns the ordinary man headlong. First year, deal with issue of agriculture affecting the people positively. When you get hunger out of the system, the people start producing and you start making income into the country. You've made a mark. You talk about the issue of electricity. You've made a mark. So these are simple things that this particular government are not taking notice of. He deals with the issue that concerns the people.
Obi promised it was only death that could do him part with the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. But analysts say hardly had Ojukwu died, Obi dumped APGA, joined the PDP. In 2023, he dumped PDP when he couldn't get the presidential ticket and is now romancing ADC while still in AP. So, can you trust? The question of trust arises there. He said, only death would separate him from APGA, but of course he's off APGA.
He's off APGA, but when you look at the...
And he moved from APGA to PDP, from PDP, LP, ADC.
And when you look at the issue of APGA at every point in time during that particular period, there was different scenario completely. There's a lot of confusion. The APGA of Peter Obi was not the APGA that he left. The APGA that he was talking to Odumegwu Ojukwu leadership. It was intact, there was no internal squabbles, and there was no problem. The same thing that happens within the other political party. He's a stickler for rules and regulations that affects that particular political party for the interest of the people.
Why did he leave PDP?
When he leave PDP, he was clear that the PDP
didn't get a ticket.
No. It has nothing to do with it. He didn't even contest as a contestant at that time.
Getting the ticket to contest.
He wasn't even contesting at that time. He was not. But he was a vice presidential candidate with Atiku Abubakar. And then when he noticed that there were too many placards, just like what you have in the past, he decided that, look, I can also fly this flag.
Now there is talk that PDP is wooing him and Atiku, who have left PDP, Jonathan too, for 2027. Is there fire in that talk, or is it just smoke, and would it be likely return to PDP?
No, this is in the public domain. You saw Professor Jerry Jagana asking him. You saw the governor of Bauchi State asking him. You saw quite a number of PDP stalwarts talking about it. Even today, some of them are still asking him to come. He's not the only person. He's the most requested beautiful perfume, and he's humbled by it. He's humbled by those particular requests. He's not the only PDP that's asking him to come around.
Some have gone back.
About 7 political parties.
So is he going back?
Well, when you get to that road, we will cross it. But at the moment now, he's a member of the Labour Party. And he's...
And in alliance with the ADC.
Yes, exactly. In partner with ADC for election alliance in 2027. Very clear position that he has won. So
APC says Obi's recent political activities lack direction, principle, and consistency, and that his political influence is fading, while the Labour Party has become, like I said earlier, fractured and visionless. That's what APC says of your principle.
Oh, well, when they say things like that, that's to tell you that they are already scared stiff in their own pants. Let me explain. The most strongest tools that Peter Obi has is the Nigerian people. He's the only candidate as of today that can give you a block vote of Nigerians without shaking. Only. He remains to be challenged. And that comprises of quite a number of people.
People say the North, he doesn't have quite an influence in the North.
I just come back from Jigawa State, and I met fantastic youth that have always been used for snatching of ballot paper and all. The obedient movement, which is the political machine who believes in the who believes in Obi political narrative, have 34 out of 37 existing structure within 1 year. Today I will mark 1 year as leader of the obedient movement. All of these people believe in Obi. What you didn't see at that time, you are seeing it, and they are cutting into the world and local government. Go to Maiduguri, you will see them. Go to Yobe, you will see them. Go to Kano, you will see them.
Some say Peter Obi may be a good man. Maybe a good man. But how do you trust him with a company he now keeps in ADC, a party some are calling alliance of disgruntled candidates? And then just take this in your stride. This question of one term, that if he gets there, he might want to do one term. But people like you will say, no, you can't do one term. The Igbo people will say, his priest will say, it's your turn. Now, this is, God made you to be there. Now, it might not be just him. I mean, like Jonathan in the past and all the other ones, who will probably tell him, no, you can't leave now. You can't remember you can't leave now. I mean, what do you think about that?
He's an integrity-driven individual. An integrity-driven individual, which is what we do not see over the years in our country, is what Peter Obi replicates. And he said he will leave office on the 27th or 28th, a day before the handing over. And let me say this. Not only will he leave office, we possibly, maybe, if we happen to be in cabinet with him, it's not a must, because there may be more competent people than us. But ours is just to ensure that we have a person of integrity who can drive this particular process and change the narrative in Nigeria. We will even leave him completely. Me, Mr. Tanko, if I'm fortunate to be, I will resign if he did not complete that, if he did not make to that particular promises that he made to the Nigerian people. And I can tell you for sure, from what I saw and what I heard from him and our discussion over and over again, Mr. Peter Obi, he's telling you that 100% on the night before the handing over, he will have handed over his own document and then he's out. And he will have been able to change the narrative for Nigerians.
That is if he gets there.
By the grace of God, that is
all
our
right,
prayer.
Eunice Tanko, National Coordinator of the Obedient Movement. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. God bless Nigeria.
Yes, I can say amen to that. Well, that's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Do join us again tomorrow. From me and the entire team here in Abuja, goodbye, and thank you for watching.
Progressives Congress has mocked the African Democratic Congress over its leadership crisis, saying the opposition party lacks the capacity to manage itself, let alone challenge the ruling party in 2027. The row began after former ADC Deputy Chairman Nafiu Bala declared himself national chairman, claiming the party constitution makes him the rightful successor to Ralph Nwosu. But ADC spokesman Bolaji Abdullahi dismissed him as an imposter seeking attention. Reacting, the APC said the wrangling only shows weakness in the opposition, stressing it is focused on delivering the renewed hope agenda and not destabilizing rivals. Well, for more on this and the latest developments coming out of the African Democratic Congress, we're being joined in the studio by Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, the National Publicity Secretary of the ADC. Good morning, sir, and a warm welcome to the program today.
Good morning. Good morning. My pleasure.
Okay. All right, well, let's get straight into it. It seems like it's one day, one wahala for the ADC. If it's not Dumebi Kachiku, it's now Mr. Nafiu Bala. I'd like to know, just to set the scene for this conversation, what does ADC's constitution say about the chairman of the party, the vice chairman of the party, and how those roles are supposed to evolve?
Well, I mean, what the constitution of the ADC provided for
is that if the neck of the party approves anything, then it becomes legally binding. And for us in the coalition, when we came into the ADC, we ensured that everything that we needed to do was done. And like I've repeatedly maintained, this notion of crisis, I mean, is good for the headlines. But there's no crisis in the ADC. There's no crisis. I mean, this person that you mentioned, what's his name again? That you said is the new chairman of the ADC. He's not Nafi Bala, thank you very much. He's not saying anything different from what he said about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And what makes this news now is what surprises us. And that's why I think that sometimes I think our people are throwing us curveballs. Because we said this guy resigned his position as the whatever position he was occupying in the executive of the party before we came in. And we showed the evidence that he resigned. Then this same person came out to allege that he actually didn't resign, that his signatures were forged. And we said, if your signatures were forged, that's crime. Why don't you report to the police? Why are you calling press conferences? You know, so then this same person came, he said he had taken over the secretariat of the ADC and is now the national chairman. And we said, which secretariat? Which secretariat are you talking about? And these are the questions I expect people to ask of him. Which secretariat? You know, so sometimes when you have people throwing this kind of stones around, and we know where all this is coming from, and we are not bothered. You can see they are thinking from the same hymn book, whether it's the APC or Nafi Bala or who else is being sponsored to do all this. But we are giving credence. I'm dragged out of my bed now to come and discuss Nafi Bala. I mean, so seriously, there's no crisis in ADC. I'm happy to speak about it.
Let me jump in here now. Many of this issue appears to be foundational issue, and a lot of people, I remember the very powerful rhetorics, declaration of the national chairman during the unveiling, which I happened to cover, when it said that for every youth in Nigeria that faces an uncertain future, this movement is for you. Yeah. So Nigerians were in high hopes for a breath of fresh air. But what we've seen so far is a recycle of old politicians in the ADC. And now, obviously, we could see an obvious defection back to their party, showing their real identity, where their hearts really belong to. So where does the ADC stand in all this, in the movement towards 2027? Do you see it as still having that formidable force to wrest power from the APC, led by a very skillful politician, our President Bola Tinubu?
Well, I mean, I heard you say that earlier, and I think I will need you to provide an evidence, to mention one person that was part of the ADC coalition that has left or returned to wherever he has come from. If you can mention one person, I will probably be in a position to explain. I can't think of anybody at this time.
We saw many of them.
Can you please?
We saw many of them at the 102 meeting.
NEC meeting.